Good evening, everybody. Welcome along to the preview. How are we doing? Yeah, we're here. 1:30. I opted for. Why? I don't know. But it is what it is. Hold on a second. There we go. Right then, can you all hear me all right? Audio levels and stuff. Sorry, that was just me moving my microphone. It's no different to what it usually is, but just in case, let me know and we'll head over to chat and see what is going on. Eadbo reckons Peterborough 2, Hull City 2. Semi reckons Peterborough 1, Hull City 3. Mr. Temple reckons that we'll win 2-1 with Force and Longman the goal scorers. Problem with that. We'll discuss that in just a second. I am at the game. Yes, I've got... Let me show you. Hold on a second. I have, in fact, got my thumbnail made. Matchday vlog. I've had that made for months. Shall I see when I made that? I made that on the... Nah, that can't be right. Anyway, well, I first made the Peterborough file for that thumbnail on the 22nd of the 7th, 2021. Initially, the thumbnail was a photo of Josh McGuinness. So when he left, I had to change it about a bit. So that's how it's ended up as that. How you doing, Lucas? All right. Evening, Leo. How you doing? Evening, Mr. Temple. Semi, when are we ever going to score 3 goals? Lucas reckons we'll lose 1-0. HWC Games thinks we'll lose 2-0. Lucas says it's going to be 1-0 or a 0-0. 2-0 Peterborough if we play like we did on Tuesday. And of course, a key component in this game is, just hang on a second, is this man. This is a key cog because up until about a month ago, he was in these colours and, you know, wearing a very nice Hull City jacket. He is now back with Peterborough United. His first game with his new team is against Hull City. He's against his former side. He was out watching us lose to Barnsley. He was watching, he was scouting us getting beat, seeing what he had to come up against, seeing how the team had changed from when he was manager. And he has said there'll be no hard feelings when he comes up against us on Saturday. And he says, he said in his first presser, after being appointed Peterborough boss, I'm looking forward to it. There's absolutely no bad grudges or bad feelings about Hull City. It's football, it's business. I understand it. I want to beat them on Saturday. Don't worry about that. It's not a free hit. The next game's on Saturday against Hull City, and I want to get 3 points. And he was discussing how he wanted to sign Jack Marriott for us in the summer. He says, I've been out of work for a few weeks. Peterborough wasn't necessarily on my mind because the job Darren did here was phenomenal, but when the opportunity came along, it was a no-brainer. I know the squad very well. I actually said to them this morning, I tried to sign 7 or 8 of you in the summer. A lot of them have come through the academy, which is pleasing. and I know the group and the staff very well. It's great to see that many have stayed, even since I was a player. So it was a lovely transition. I'm really looking forward to getting stuck into the challenge. So, Grant tried to sign a lot of Peterborough's squad for us. He said he tried to sign 7 or 8 of them. He said he tried to sign 7 or 8 of them. God. Brilliant. Make the thumbnail pick Grant. Honestly, I would. Oh, in fact, I thought you meant the preview. Nah, when there's a photo of Shotter shaking hands with him, if it's a nice enough angle, I might change it. You've got me thinking now. The injuries we have is ridiculous. Oof. Owen is disappointed that he missed the start, and it's a must-win game tomorrow. Lucas got a photo with Eves and 9 other City players at the Barnsley game now, so he can make a team of all the Hull players I've ever had a photo with. Grant's going to show Adjun why he shouldn't have got rid of him. When does Wilkes return? We'll get onto that in a second. Went to the Barnsley match, was in N6. Nice. Lucas, we'll touch on that. Shotter versus McCann. How are you doing, Max? All right. We gonna come back today? What does that mean? What do you mean come back today? Oh, Wilkes apparently returning. Ah, okay. This team does the passing game well. When they believe in themselves, they'll score a lot of goals, but they just seem to be lacking. We're in that same zone that we were in with Grant at the start of the season, where there's no doubt the ability in the squad, but the system just isn't working. And it's this 4-3-3 again. Shotter, I said I admired the way he went from a 3-5-2 because he'd only had a few days with the players, transitioned it into a 3-4-3, and then into his 4-3-3. Now, I think he has to revert back to the old tactics. I think he's got to. And let's not forget also tomorrow, we're coming up against not just Grant, but if you ignore Tony, Cliffy Byrne as well. And he's going to have a fresh pair of shorts. It breaks my heart. Anyway, let's get on to team news then, shall we? There will be a giveaway in the vlog tomorrow. I can tell you what that giveaway will be. It will be of Greavesy. Signed Jacob Greaves card in the giveaway tomorrow in the Matchday vlog. So make sure you do the steps and stuff. It's just the same as it'll usually be. There is a giveaway. By the way, the Baxter one has been drawn and won, and same with, because I did it for 2 with Baxter and Eves. I just forgot to announce it. But that has been posted to the winner. So, yeah. Our team news only 10 minutes in. This is quick. Evening, Ashley. And I've not got a FanHub code now because all you lot absolutely blitzed it. You absolutely blitzed it to smithereens. So I'm now sat here on FanHub with nothing to give. That's how it looks at the minute. There was a thing up here. It says, you've got a golden ticket. Not anymore. Because you used it. You used it. Max has still got one. Team news. Marcus Forss will be absent for the trip to Peterborough with a hamstring injury sustaining the defeat to Barnsley. Forss could be fit to return in time to face West Brom in a week's time. Matt Ingram could be set for a return from a concussion suffered in the 1-1 draw with QPR. That all depends on whether he passes certain tests. Whether he passed certain tests today, which, I think he will have done. And Malik Wilks will be involved at the Western Home Stadium. Shotters confirmed that, having recovered from a metatarsal injury. Alias Syed Manesh with his groin injury and Nathan Baxter with his hand illness could both return in time to face West Brom in a week's time too. Syed Manesh told me personally at the signing event that it should be about a week. And Baxter, Shutter said he could be fine about 5 days. So we'll take that. Tom Eves, ankle bruising, is also getting closer to a return, but this game and possibly West Brom will come too soon for him. That's because he played in the Sheffield United game when he didn't have to, and he's now got a massive boot round his ankle. Louis Coyle will be out until the end of March with a hamstring injury. Randall Williams, it's a knee injury. We have that confirmed now. Will return in the next 4 or 5 weeks. Callum Elder misses out on the trip to face his former side due to an injury sustained versus QPR. We don't know what muscle that is. We just know it's an injury. He missed Barnsley with the same one. And Josh Emmanuel with his illness remains injured. If you go on FOTMob, that now tells you it's a leg injury. But I'm just still sticking with the illness that the club said it was initially. So, yeah. Lucas has a code available. Because that's fun. Am I going to West Brom game, Leo? Yes, I am. And I'm going to be there early as well because for giveaways, well, I kind of have 3 of them. 3 shotters, which I want to give away all at once to 3 different winners. How does Baxter have an illness in his hand? It was initially just described as illness, but I think, based on what Shotter's been saying, it's just like bruising or swelling on his hand. And it's meant that he's not been able to put his glove on, and it's been quite painful for him to do anything in terms of catching the ball and actual goalkeeping functioning ever since he picked the injury up a few weeks ago. So, he's getting there. We should have Baxter back in not too long. I'm doing Fenerbahce away in pre-season. I'd love to. It probably won't happen. Ratings on the wall for McCann to outplay us tomorrow and win. Posh struggled to score just like us, but if we play like we did on Tuesday, they'll have so many chances, it will be impossible not to score. How many injuries? A lot. Hello, Lama Kunlu. And nice to have you in the chat, mate. A lot of injuries, Owen. A lot of injuries. And he reckons 2-0 tomorrow. KLP and Wilkes. I think it's been pretty much confirmed that Malik Wilkes will be coming off the bench. So, Baxter has a sore on his hand. Exact words from Shotter about 2 weeks ago. Interesting. How nice in Random Hull fan for news about injury when my uncle is literally the captain. I know. It's a really, really good point. It's a really, really, really good point. Ooh, Southampton Norwich is on actually. I might put that on just above my head. In fact, I'll quickly mute my TV because that's a recipe for disaster with copyright claims. No, I don't want to watch Coronation Street. Live Friday night football. There we go. Right, they're just warming up now, so we'll deal with that in a little bit. So, who's my favourite player? A man by the name of Jacob Greaves, in case you're wondering why. Let me show you. Hold on a second. Let me just fast forward it to a point where I look functioning. It's not just random little bits of conversation. Yeah, now the gap between my teeth. Bloody hell. Right, okay. In case you're wondering why Jacob Greaves is my favourite player, if you didn't already know. Is it not? Is it? Oh, it's not going to let me share the video file straight from my computer, is it? So I'm going to have to share my entire screen for you and then just show you that. Yep, I the Tiger podcast, episode 1, Jacob Greaves. I'm going to say it is, yeah. Look how young I look there. That was year 8. That was was it 8 or 9 that? Hang on. Nah, because 9 was locked. Yeah, that's year 8. This was when Greasy was about to go out on loan to Cheltenham. In case you're wondering the levels. Why is Lucas asking me? Thanks, Ashley. As a Peterborough fan, we need to win this as much as you do. Absolutely. Absolutely. Maybe it's time to change KLP more central. Seems to be getting less and less effective. Teams are doubling up on him. Do you think we're going down? No, but I think unless we pick our form up, it's going to be very, very tight. Fenerbahce is a cursed team. Don't ever play with them because they can curse City too. Fenerbahce can be an experiment tested out. They can support a team without going crazy. I really rate KLP. I think he's one of the best youngsters in the Championship. Will play top half of the Prem. Cheers, Lama Kunlu. And always these types of games like Barnsley, Blackpool ones we always lose. So I'm not very confident, says Charlie Becker. Right, ref watch, and then I'll bring some news about £2 tickets for you. So the referee is Tony Harrington. The 2 linesmen are Darren Cann and Craig Taylor. 4th official is Rebecca Welch. We've got a female official, which is always good to see. Caden's in. Grant McCann's blue-white army. I'm wearing blue. What a coincidence. I'm wearing blue. Oh, for God's sake. It's all right, though. Before he left, I should have done more of these, but I got his side card, so it's fine. It's fine. And I have counted, by the way, once I've got all of these signed and all these giveaways ridded off. So you know what giveaways I've got coming up for the rest of the season? We've got 3-shotter, which will go out all together. If I can get it signed after a game, Josh Emmanuel, Liam Walsh, Dishon Bernard, Greaves on Saturday, Syed Manesh Force, and Slater. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, possibly 8 giveaways. How many home games do we have left? I'm trying to find my fixture card in my drawers. I've got one in my wallet, haven't I? My wallet's right next to me. Why am I not just looking in my wallet? I'm an idiot, what? So we have, in terms of games I'm going to, we have Peterborough, West Brom, Birmingham. I've booked my tickets for Birmingham away, by the way. We're not right down at the bottom like I was last time. I'm going to get snowed in, hit by snow. I've got us right up high, so we're at no risk of freezing to death. So that's Peterborough, West Brom, Birmingham, Luton, Huddersfield, Middlesbrough, I'm doing, Cardiff, Reading, Bristol City, and that's 11. That's 11. Shall I try and get a few more so it's one every everything? Interesting one. Leo, if you want, I think I'm staying after the game next week. Oh, Leo, you absolute ledge. I'll give you him, mate. I'll give you him. And then after West Brom, actually, what's the next home game after that? It's Luton at the end of the month. Right, okay. Yes, if you won't mind, Leo, you absolute magic man. Also, by the way, Luton on Saturday the 19th of March looks set to be the prime target for the next round of £2 tickets. So you can get your mates in for £2, you can get yourself in for £2, you can do anything. You can do absolutely anything and get people in for £2. And it also looks as though, don't hold me to this, but if you read certain things and believe certain things, it looks as though the West Upper, exactly that, Ashley, will be opening for that game as well. So the weapons on Twitter will have no excuse as to why they're still boycotting. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just trying to see what's going on Twitter, to be honest with you. Robert Snodgrass has just signed for Luton. Okay. Right. I don't know what I was trying to check there, but Lucas can go for free. Yep. How many fans are we taking tomorrow? About 1.6, 1.7k. So it's going to be full. Plus, we can play on the day. We can pay on the day as well. Caden reckons they'll win it 1-0. Shut up your tickets price. Caden, God, Max is laughing at you, Caden. By the way, I think if all goes well, barring traffic and stuff, there'll be a tiny little bit of me and Caden in the flesh, not on Zoom content tomorrow, on his and on my channel, hopefully. All being well, of course. I mean, it took me, and I spoke to Caden earlier and I said, "Oh well, we're setting off at this time, so we should be able to get there by this time," all that sort of stuff. But then I thought it'd take me an hour to get to Barnsley. Just an hour and a bit to get to Barnsley. We got actually into the physical border of the town of Barnsley at 2:00. So we were sat in this big long row of traffic for about an hour. It was mental. So we found somewhere to park just down a side street and just immediately went into the train. There's no point faffing about now. Might as well just, yeah. Well, I remember we were sat on this corner. We were just sat. It was a corner like that. It was stationary. I look at the team news. I see Baxter in there. Bloody hell! 2-hour trip better be worth it. Well, it's only about an hour and a half if you want to pay the Humber Bridge tolls. However, getting to Peterborough, we are going all the way. We're going all the way around through the A63 to the M62 to the M1. And to the M1 or the A1, not sure which. At the end of the day, it's got one in it. And just going around. Bosh. If McCann learned anything from Watchers versus Barnsley, he'll have Peterborough just close us down, give us no time on the ball. Yep. And is Baxter back on Saturday? No, he is not. Right, let's get moving then. Stats. So from our last game, how the hell did we have more possession than Barnsley? How on earth has that transpired? In terms of attacking, though, absolute disaster. Defensively, we were much more thingy, but we didn't exactly put them under any pressure, did we? We were crap. Absolutely crap. I have a football match in mind, so I'm going to have to go through a lot of stuff before I get a... Oh, Max, you poor guy. 2-hour trip for one game. I do that every... Don't bother looking at those stats. Yeah, what a mess. What a mess. Right, and head-to-head battles. Good grief. Let's have a look then. So, Christy Pym, do you remember him from last season? Well, he was frozen out by Fergie, and he's out on loan now. It's been Stephen Bender in goal who they've got on loan over the last few games, but it could well be Cornell. It could be Bender. Then backline-wise, Matt Beavers was good last season in League One. Joe Ward always causes a threat. Hayden Coulson on loan from, I think it's Middlesbrough. Nathan Thompson was all right last season as well. Moving into midfield, George Grant was who they signed in the summer. And they've got Harrison Burrows, who's a very good young talent. Ollie Norburn. Hang on. What flag is that? Grenada. Never knew he declared for Grenada. Oh, well. You learn something new every day. Have you just signed Jean-Do Fuchs or not? Then Sammy Smodics. We were after him at one point. Johnson Clark Harris was very good last season. Jack Marriott was someone who Grant very openly tried to sign for us in the summer. So, yeah. Is Matthew Everington still there now that big Cliffy Byrne has gone to Peterborough? I don't know. Burrows looks like... I don't think Harrison Burrows looks like... Hold on a second, Max. I mean, I see it, but at the same time, I also don't see it more than I see it. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm losing faith. Right, window. Right, we need to do current form now. Where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for us. Defeat, draw, defeat. Under the new manager, win, loss, draw, loss. We've not won since he was using the old manager's tactics. Does that not tell you that well, it was predominantly Grant's tactics. It was his formation. Does that tell you that 3-5-2 is the way to go with this team? And then for Peterborough, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4-0 defeat to Cardiff, defeat to Preston. Draw with Reading, which isn't a bad result. Lost to Derby and lost to Fulham. So neither team is coming into this game in particularly good form. Oh, no, Sariki Dembele. Thank you, my lord. Yeah, signed for what's the face? Bournemouth, aren't they? Gonna go into this one. I think we'll lose 2-1, and Southampton Norwich has just kicked off. Bill Leslie and Jamie Carragher on commentary. Well, you look at Norwich this season. They've been really, really poor defensively, under Farke, and they've improved slightly. under Dean Smith, but they're still in the relegation zone. But they've won games. They beat Everton, of course, which is, helped propel them a bit further up the table. So then you got the Southampton team. You got Tino Livramento stealing the highlights, stealing the headlines. Armando Broja, James Ward-Prowse in it brilliantly. Great free kick taker. I've seen Steven Gerrard, so. But you gotta look more at the defensive positioning. He's just played back to Fraser Forster there, and he's running very close with Pookie. So if we just stop it there, you can see what the pass. It's awful. It's a really, really, really awful pass. Don't know why I went Indian for a second there, but it's an awful pass, and forced us to run it too close to Pookie. So it's very risky for Southampton there. So good on you to Steven Gerrard now, and he's gonna say about Aston Villa. So Stevie, when thoughts Aston Villa this season as you come in, gosh, look, we've been shit, but because I'm Steven Gerrard, I get the headlines. So gosh. Anyway, I've seen viewers dip, so we're gonna stop that. I've just seen a massive dip in the viewers, so we're gonna stop that. League table, then. Good Christ, not looking great for Peterborough. Although they are because Barnsley won, they're dangerously close together. They are dangerously close together. But the level on points with Derby, to be fair, but look at the goal difference. Peterborough with the joint worst defence in this league. Could be better for them. It could be better for us as well, I mean. That form guy don't look good. Right, let's move on before cry. Max hopes Posh go down. Hope Derby stay up. Interesting one. No comment. Around the grounds, as long as neither of those two teams stays up at our expense, it's fine. Well, the 12:30 kickoff tomorrow is Blackburn versus QPR. Where Blackburn were half high up in the league a little bit ago, but they've slumped a little bit since then. They're down to 5th now, but they're still in the race. But West Brom, who have gone from 5th down to 11th. So West Brom, in the bad form they're in, is an opportunity for us to pick up some points in a week's time. However, we're not looking at that. We're looking at this week, the here and now. So Blackburn versus QPR is the early kickoff tomorrow, and then the 3 o'clocks tomorrow. Coventry versus Preston, us versus Peterborough, of course. Nottingham Forest versus Bristol City, Millwall versus Sheffield United, Luton Town versus Derby County, Cardiff City versus Fulham, Barnsley versus Middlesbrough, Bournemouth versus Stoke City, Blackpool versus Reading, Birmingham versus Huddersfield, and then on Monday, the 8 o'clock kickoff is West Brom versus Swansea. Interessante, I hear you say. Adam says, Joe, read my bloody comment. City are playing 3-back tomorrow with Slater and Fleming as wing-backs, with Eves and Wilkes up top. Eves is injured for a start, so that won't happen. That will not happen. Max's drop zone is Reading, Peterborough and Barnsley. Eves is injured and Lucas agrees. Okay. Memorable match then. Memorable match. This was good. Last time we went to London Road. 3-1 win. helped propel us to the title last season. Reece Brown gave Peterborough the lead at first before Reece Burke levelled about 13 minutes afterwards. Then Keane Lewis Potter and Malik Wilks wrapped it up. Our team that day was a 4-3-3 for Grant McCann, with Matt Ingram in goal. The back four was Louis Coyle and Callum Elder, the full-backs, with Jacob Greaves and Reece Burke, the centre-backs. Midfield three was Alfie Jones, George Honeyman and Greg Doherty, with Malik Wilks with Gavin White and Malik Wilks, the wingers. White on the left, White on the right, Wilks on the left. No, it was Lewis Potter on the left, wasn't it? It was Lewis Potter on the left, White on the right, and Wilks up top. Took me a while because that's wrong. The bench was George Long, Tom Eaves, James Scott, Josh Emanuel, Regan Slater, Dan Crowley, and Andy Smith. Grant McCann, the manager, of course, at that time. Quick some chat comments. It'll be Reading, Barnsley, and Derby. An interesting one. Hockey Castle for just kicked off. Not really asked. Not really bothered. Don't care about rugby, to be honest with. And earlier in the season, Josh McGinnis scored but skied his penalties. We lost 2-1. The team that day was Matt Ingram in goal, back four, Coyle, Bernard, Greaves and Elder, Huddleston, Honeyman and Dockett in the midfield, with Wilkes on the right, Lewis Potter on the left and McGinnis up top. The bench was Baxter, Smallwood, Eaves, Emmanuel, Cannon, Monka and Randell Williams, with Grant as manager. If you're wondering what the Peterborough team was, there it is. Noah Johnson, Clark Harris then through injury. And then the record, before we take a quick look at chat, before we do shared shirts between these two sides. So we've won 12, drawn 9, lost 20 against them as we go into recent form. We'll go back 1, 2, 3. We'll go back to 5 games, but the only real representative ones are these 3. Well, in our last 5, we've lost 3, drawn 1s, won 1s. But in our last 3, which have been in the last sort of year or so, where we've lost our 2 home games 2-1, but we've won our only away game 3-1. So when we go to the Western homes, could we repeat that fate? Potentially. So we'd see 4-3-3 now. Do I want my team? Yeah, you can put your team in now. Does Huddleston still exist? Yes, he does. Derby have 3 days to prove finance. Oh, yeah, they do, don't they? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. East isn't available for tomorrow. Shorter preview than the last few times. It is indeed, Lucas. Tell you what I'll do. For those of you who want to put your predicted teams in, I'll put the StreamYard link in there and you can come up with them while I just quickly go through shared shirts, where we have Leonardo da Silva Lopez. So for Peterborough, he was there as a young boy in 2013. He was there until 2018. And in 96 games, he scored 4 goals. And then, for us, we signed him under Grant McCann in the summer of 2019. I believe it was a deadline day deal. And in 44 games, he scored twice for us. And interesting one, where obviously he said at the start of pre-season for our League One winning season that he didn't want to be here. And Grant said, that's fine. But if we can't get a move done for him, he'll be straight involved because I get along with the kid. I brought him through the ranks at Peterborough. I took him to the first team at Peterborough, and he's like a son to me. So people didn't like that because he did somewhat similar with Marcus Henriksen, where he just froze him out and didn't play him because he wanted to leave. But when Da Silva does it, it was fine. So people had a bit of a go at Grant for that. But, Ashley's loving life at the site of Leo Da Silva. Ashley's talking about Peterborough. And was Da Silva good? Yeah, he was decent. Was Da Silva? He was decent. Yeah, he was decent. Right then, are we going to get any chat participation or not? Because I've got 2 halves to my teams. Teams. So, Grant McCann absolutely loves Lopez. Even played him CDM to get him in the team. Yeah, he's... to be fair, do you reckon you could see... Ken, do you reckon you could see... Leo coming to you? He's only 23. He's only 23, and I'm not sure how... Circle of Bruges doing all right? Oh no, they're in the Belgian Pro League still. They've got Rabbi Matondo playing for them at the minute. So yeah. Max, indeed, you can come on, mate. You can come on. Ashley's coming on soon. He's just predicting a team. And he's waiting for his PC to get going. Return of Wanted 11, question mark. Love eyes. You'll have to wait and see. Yeah. Hang on, was I... I've just seen something on Twitter and I thought I was... Yeah, I was near them. Anyway, so we'll do my predicted team, where we've got Shota Avaladze's 4-3-3 formation with Matt Ingram returning in net, with right back Dishon Bernard, 2 centre backs Jacob Greers and Sean McLaughlin, at left back Brandon Fleming, central midfield Smallwood, Honeyman, and I think he'll keep Slater in there. Although personally, I'd go with someone else. On the right, Longman. On the left, Lewis Potter. And up top, Tyler Smith, because he's our only option. Well, he's not, because we've got Josh Hines. But anyway, on the bench, Harvey Cartwright drops to the bench, sitting alongside Alfie Jones. Malik Wilkes returning to the Matchday squad. Greg Doherty, George Monker, Josh Hines, and Liam Watt. That's only 6, isn't it? Or am I being a muppet? No, that's 7. Okay, yeah. I was just being a muppet. Right. So, if he's improved that much, I'd take him back. Remember him being too flashy on the ball. He always liked driving forward, I thought, did De Silva for us. Thoughts on pre-season game against Fenerbahce? I'd love it. I'd absolutely love it if that was the case. Would I end up going? Well, it would be just right after my exams, but it depends where it'd clash because I've got other stuff. After my exams, I'll get my exam timetable up, actually, which I've made myself. If you want to see how my GCSEs look? Anyway, right. So, obviously, it goes without saying, anywhere from Monday the 16th of May through to Friday the 24th of June, I'm not travelling to Turkey to watch a football game. That's pretty clear. A week after my last exam, on Thursday the 23rd of June, which is my second physics paper, is my mum's birthday. So I'll probably be here for that. If it's in July, which is most likely, because I think they'll return to pre-season sort of 17th of June-ish. Usually they come back in that last week, but with Southampton coming forward, Broja! Save. Good save by, I think that's Angus Gunn. Anyway, if they come back about the middle of June, because they usually come back on the last week of June, but with the season the season starts earlier because the Qatar World Cup. And, with all that, it's got to start early, then end in November, so national teams can go away and stuff. And so if it's in July and tickets are affordable and my dad's off work and we've not already booked a holiday, I'll go. However, as I say, a week after my last exam, I've got my mum's birthday, so I've got to be here for that. On the following day is my prom, and then the day after that, I go to Silverstone. Then, depending on stuff, I may well have to be back in school to help run a charity event because I have certain responsibilities within there. And then I'm not sure if I'm needed at Sports Day yet because I'm a house representative. Even though I'll be gone, I might still be needed there, which is, I believe, hold on. Because I've got the shared document. When was this last edited? Interesting one. 6 days ago. It's down in... It's Tuesday the 19th of July. So, you know what? If there's space in my calendar and I can afford to go, I will go. However, I probably won't end up going. I'll just use a VPN and watch it on XN because that's inevitably where I journal televise it. Not off to Turkey on Ryanair. Ryanair still out of flying to Turkey. If my birthday is 12th of June, I'll ask for a flight to Turkey. I won't go to the game unless I get a luxury plane gifted, but the club have luxury hotels paid for by the club at beach. What college am I going to? Actually, I had a dream going to Wilberforce. Don't come to Wolf. It's bad. Well, I'll just say I'm going to stay where I am. I've got an unconditional offer there, grade dependent, of course. So, we'll see. We will see. Right, I'm waiting for people to come and do the predicted teams, guys. Come on. We have a ping. I have a ping. And I also have a human being waiting. I'll just read a chat message. Greetings from Istanbul. Greetings from Hull. Ashley!
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How about you?
All right, mate. All right. Optimistic for...
Not really.
No.
No.
God. How have we ended up like this?
I don't know.
You know, we got the takeover. It was all fun and games. We changed the manager. Everyone was like, "No, I don't agree with it, but it's what Adjun's going to do." We made a nice statement, so we'll let it off. We'll let it slide.
I'm not letting this slide.
We've got, we've got some form issues. We've got war on the continent, and now we're playing our old manager.
Yeah.
So we've ended up somewhere.
Somewhere.
Do you have a predicted team?
So my predicted team, I think Ingram's going to come back in goal.
Mm-hmm.
Centre backs are going to stay Greasy McLaughlin with Elder and Bernard either side.
Elder?
Yeah.
I'll just say to you that Elder's absent.
Is he? Oh.
Yeah. The look of absolute terror on your face, mate.
Okay. Scratch that, Ben. Elder will be playing... No. I'm getting it wrong.
Elder will not be playing.
Next thing I'm going to be telling you, Eves will be striker.
Please. I'm praying.
Fleming will be playing where Elder should be. I think Doherty will come back in because I don't think Slater's that good right now. Smallwood will stay in because he's captain, and if I don't say Smallwood, Lucas will start crying. I think Honeyman will be attacking midfielder. KLP will be left winger. Wilkes will come back as right winger, and Smith will be up front.
Fair enough. Max has got lift off, but StreamYard's been a bit slow, and he's just said trust the process. Who are we? Arsenal.
Piers Morgan won't be happy about you saying that.
Pardon?
Piers Morgan won't be happy about you saying that.
No, I don't care. He's on Australian television saying, "Oh well, Queen's doing so and so. You've got all the drama with Harry and Meghan, and then he just brushes aside Prince Andrew for a little while before. I should probably mention that so I don't get attacked. You've got the Queen's son, Prince Andrew, having to pay 12 million quid to pay someone off in court. That's stressful.
Oh,
I half expected him to have another go at Meghan Markle for that, but
yeah.
Regardless, are we going to talk about war? Are we going to talk about wars and bloody parties? No, we're not. This is a conflict-free zone until City lose, and then the E2.
Or until someone tells the school that I'm here.
It's a very good point, actually.
Yeah. Unless you got the news on right now, it's all been Russia invading Ukraine, nothing else.
Yeah, at least they've shut about COVID, though.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Oh, the grand old Duke of York. Anyway, this is getting too political.
Yeah.
The Education Secretary's told teachers to not, express political views on children when surely it's just education and.
Oh God.
But we stand by the same things here. We just slag off the Tories.
Yeah, exactly.
Every teacher does anyway, so it's not exactly changing.
This is coming from someone who was a hard-ass Tory in 2019.
I think to save you, mate, I'll just click remove. And Corbyn was a nutter.
Yeah, that's the reason why I was a Tory, but moving on.
Moving on. We're still waiting on Max. We're just stalling until Max rocks up now.
Yeah.
Did anyone go to the Meet the Players event yesterday? Because I did.
Is that...
Yeah.
Finally.
Hello.
Willkommen.
It's finally worked. My laptop.
Bienvenue. Bienvenido. Trying to say welcome in other languages, but that's all I know. We'll leave it there. Right, Max, predicted team. Have you got one?
Yes, I have. So I've gone with a different approach to everyone else. I have said Ingram won't come back in for this one. I've said Cartwright will stay in. I've said Cartwright will start. Bernard, McLaughlin, Greaves and Fleming, Smallwood, Doherty, Longman, Honeyman, KLP and Tyler Smith. So I don't know if I'm going to get bullied for that or abused.
Nah, you won't get bullied because Cartwright on Saturday was the only... I'm not Saturday. Cartwright on Tuesday was the only player who walked away from that stadium with any sort of credibility.
Exactly.
And I thought he was brilliant. So it's harsh on him, but it's
ironic as well, considering we conceded 2 goals and it's the goalkeeper who was actually doing well.
I know it's the goalkeeper who everyone's praising.
Yeah.
I like Cartwright when he played against Barnsley. I thought Slater was good. What planet were you on?
What planet were you on? Were you watching the same game?
Lucas, you said the return, you said earlier about the return of Wanted 11. To
Yep.
that, I say to you, arise.
Oh, right.
Are we ready? Are we ready, kids? Aye, aye.
Waiter was your man of the match. Oh my word. Oh dear.
Right then. So
Not
my Wanted 11 for the weekend
it's
in 3-5-2. In goal, Matt Ingram. Centre backs, Greaves, Alfie Jones, and Sean McLaughlin.
oh
Right wing back, Ryan Longman.
Like, why am I
Left
cooking?
wing back, Brandon Fleming. 3 centre mids, Smallwood the captain, Greg Doherty and George Honeyman. And up top, Tyler Smith alongside Joshua Hines. Big Josh.
big Joshy Bay.
Then on the bench, Harvey Cartwright, Malik Wilkes, Keane Lewis Potter, George Monker, Deshaun Bernard, Regan Slater, Macaulay Snellgrove.
Jesus Christ, Snellgrove. Jesus Christ, what a name. What a name.
I would have shaken things up.
So do you reckon Jones is like playing better when it's 3-5-2 and not 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1?
Well, I just think Bernard has been terrible recently.
Really?
I just think he's got too comfortable knowing he can get in that team.
Yeah.
So dropping him a bit whilst playing away where there's a lot of centre backs could help boost him a little bit. And
Yeah.
dropping Lewis Potter because teams are finding him out.
Yeah.
We have a different option, and then we bring Lewis Potter on later on. And if I'm honest, I probably wouldn't have gone for Longman at right wing back if Malik Wilkes hadn't have just come back.
Good point, because I think at the end of the day, I was reading the paper yesterday, and in Baz Cooper's finally Max got his camera on. In Barry Cooper's interview with Smallwood, what Smallwood was saying was maybe they walked into Barnsley too confident because they got a good performance at Fulham. They'd beaten Blackburn and Bournemouth, and they just drew at QPR. So
Yeah. Tiger Boy would like Huddleston and Monker to be involved tomorrow.
I'd like to see Huddleston involved
I
again.
was Huddleston back as well, but I just don't know where.
I want to see Monker play again. He was really good, especially against
Yeah.
Everton. I remember that. It was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, Monker's been quite unlucky, hasn't he?
The Luton
Yeah,
boy,
it's
bring it back.
because we've got Honeyman. I feel like if we didn't have Honeyman, Monker would be in the team every week.
100%. Dropping KLP, yes. Signed Snellgrove for Sheffield United on Football Manager. And
Yes.
Charlie Becker says, by the way, I noticed you were in the behind the scenes video against Swansea taking a picture with Shotter. Yeah, I was.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Yeah.
I think that was pulled up on the group chat, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, yeah. Yes, it was. Right, to finish off, do we have predicted scores from the two of you?
6-0 Peterborough.
I see it.
I want to say I'm half of each optimistic and pessimistic here.
I feel as though I'm sitting the same. I feel as though I'm sitting like that, Max. But
I'm not. I'm preparing
The
for the
only thing is,
worst.
I've gone a little bit older. The problem is, I'm going to have to travel 2 hours after I've just gone for a fucking game. So I'm playing football, watching football. Anyway, I don't think we'll get battered.
Okay.
I'm going to go with a slight 2-1 to us.
Ooh.
I feel like we might bounce back from Barnsley because the way we played really shows. Like we beat Bournemouth and Blackburn, then we just kind of dropped off because we thought, oh, we've done well, we've done this. Then we drew to QPR. Like Barnsley, bottom of the league. Fair enough. Let's. This should be easier than we expect. Lose 2-0 inside the first 45 minutes. Excuse me. But I think we'll bounce back, and we need to first off. But I feel like we'll have the capability just to get forward more, and hopefully we can actually score some goals. And we're not. Pessimist. But no. But yeah, Johnson Clark Harris will be the goal scorer for them, and we will have Tyler Smith and Longman to score.
I've noticed Longman, ever since we signed him, I think, like we were against Pansy, I think he's been a bit too comfortable because he's thought, okay, good, I've got a permanent deal, I'm going to be playing every week, I can relax.
Yeah, I feel the same. Since we signed him permanently, he's not been the same player, has he?
No.
Anyway, for me, I think we'll win it. I have a bit of faith. I think Tyler Smith will get over the mental barrier of missing
I've been
whatever.
sure that Avalanche is a head coach.
And I think I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet. Absolutely not. But I think we'll win 2-1.
No.
Our goal scorers will be Tyler Smith and off the bench, Malik Wilkes.
Yeah, that's good.
Right,
Hat-trick.
Charlie Becker, 1-1 goal difference with the winning team. Hope we win, but I don't see it. Leo said 3-0 Peterborough, Grant McCann hat-trick. Fair enough. Right then, on that note, I thank you two for joining me for the last sort of 10 minutes or so. It's been
No worries.
It's
Our
been
pleasure.
fun. I shall let you get on with your evenings, and yeah, I'll let you all do the same as well. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you tomorrow night for the Matchday vlog, and yeah, it's going to be a tough day. It's going to be a difficult game against a former manager, but chance to pick up some much needed points in our battle for survival. See you later, everybody. Take care. Goodbye.